Hello, Captains. It is indeed me, the man, TONIK TZW, and I'm here in the IKS Bortas. Unfortunately, I didn't get finished work till a little bit later last night, and then I had a lot of stuff to sort out, so I couldn't stream. Hopefully be streaming this Friday. But I decided to try and work my way up my premium ships. We got to tier 6. We took out the IKS Bortas. And what I will say about last night's games is that in every single game I was in, there always seemed to be one or two ships on each team that were getting flat zeros and being disconnected. Either just disconnected from the game, they were quitting the game, or the game was kicking them out. This game was practically helped to be won by an AFK ship, which was unfortunate because he scored absolutely nothing for it. However, tier 6, tier 5 game, so I'm top tier. And unfortunately, the two gentlemen in front of me have both brought out tier 5 Pensacola's. That is not going to fare well for them. Now, I always say I try to play a balanced division. I know that sometimes if you're playing with your friends and you're both on a grind, you can both play the same ship, but it leaves you perhaps without some of the capabilities that you might have. Let's say if one played a cruiser and one played a destroyer, or one played a cruiser and one played a battleship, because then you're not having to basically play very tentatively and very cautiously like these guys are going to have to, because the Pensacola is a floating pinata. Now, the Bortas does not take a hit very well if you are broadside. However, I've played this a few times. I've got a few videos on it. And if you angle it well, which I don't always do, then you can bounce quite a lot of shots. Now, again, I don't do this whole mathematical algorithm thing in my head of who's got what guns and what can overpen me and what can't. If you want something like that, you go looking at Zarkoon or people like that. You know, they sit there and they do the maths. And they will tell you who can shoot at you, who can hurt you, who can't hurt you. But we've pushed in, we've had our initial engagement. Now, I've got this built pretty stealthily. I'm not running a build that I would normally run, and that's because I was messing around with builds in AI, and I completely forgot to change the build back to a preferred build, or something that I think that I would be much better off playing. But the team, or the people that we didn't want to see in front of us, was the full division of 2 cruisers and a battleship, because that is bad news for our 2 Pensacolas, having 2 cruisers and a battleship. So I decide that I'm going to use my concealment, and rather than go in the front door, who misses, I'm going to sneak in the back door. So we whiz forward to the point where we're pushing down the flank, we're using cover, we're staying undetected, we are spotting a little bit for our team, but obviously not a great deal. But we're trying to get ourselves into a position where we can take advantage of the division being blind to what is going on. So here we are, we're sneaking up, we still know where they are, we know that the battleship is behind them, and we are going to have another cruiser put down. And to be frank, I am using these guys as sacrificial lambs. I am using them to try and keep this division spotted, but also to draw a little bit of fire for me before I come round this corner on all 3 of them. We've got our bow at the battleship. We've got a pretty much flat broadside Boise there. The Indianapolis is low health. We're coming up for reload. He is going to disappear as our Trento does. It's a double Citadel, and he's gone with 10 main battery hits. The Boise here has pushed out, so these guys are about to start getting kinetic and pushing up this flank. We've already taken care of 1. Now we've taken care of 2. And this guy here and the Capere which I frankly cannot remember which ship this is based on. There's so many weird ships in this game now that it's impossible for me to try and remember everything. Now, I might have saved that heal for a little bit later on, but you're going to see that that heal that I just hit is going to absolutely save my skin. This guy knows I'm running down. I can't remember if he has torpedoes or not. I know he's going to have very punchy guns. Here we go. He's going to absolutely twonk me. I'm going to angle out a little bit, and then I'm thinking, hang on, is that a back turret there as well? What's his reload like? I'm giving up a little bit too much skin, but he has got quite a rapid reload, and before I can get turned back in, he is going to hit me very hard because I overcompensate on the rudder there. Not wanting to put my torpedoes off yet, but there we go. He takes the shot and we end up with under 1,000 hit points left. The torpedoes are running. I'm hoping his secondaries don't get a fire on me, but we take him out of the game. 802 hit points left and 30 seconds before I can heal again. Now, red team have pushed our other flank very, very, very hard, and I have no idea what that Lagudnum was doing, but lo and behold, we have a Nagato out in front of us. You'll also see that we have a ship left back on cap, and we do have a ship that, well, he was kiting those guys back towards our cap. Red team, 5 ships, 1 in front of us, 4 pushing our cap. I'm fast forwarding zoomy zoom to get into range of this Nagato, and I'm thinking, okay, we are spotted, but everybody else can't get fire on us, and this guy appears to be AFK. 97,000. We're going to break through 100,000 shortly. We're going to give ourselves a high caliber. Not yet. Not yet. This one? Maybe? No? Yes? No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Is it this one? No, not that one. Not that one. It's one of these. I promise you, there's a high caliber here. No, not that one. We're not hitting very well, are we? No, no, not that one. Is it this one? Yes, there we go. High caliber. 115,000 damage, but guess what? We aren't going to get the kill because the fire from the other guy is going to take it down. Now it is 3 ships versus 4. We are on their cap, and because we have 2 ships on cap, this cap is going to turn a little bit quicker for us. They are pushing our cap, but they're not yet on it. They have a decision to make. Do they try and get all 3 onto our cap? And to be frank, the distance they've got to cover, I don't think they are even gonna make it onto our cap. We lose our AFK Colorado, but thank you very much for putting up a staunch defense on our cap by doing absolutely nothing. It has done us a favor in keeping red team distracted and pushing towards our cap. You'll notice I've hit my sonar because we can see where the destroyer was last spotted. I'm trying to tell the battleship to keep sailing through the cap, because that way if torpedoes do come, then at least my sonar should see them before they reach him. 25 seconds left, and I'm just expecting somebody to try and do a Hail Mary shot into this capture point. Red team winning this one, 500 points to 380. Unfortunately, they're not actually going to win the game, and I was literally counting these down out loud. 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is game over. How we did that, I don't know. I'd like to think that part of it was because I played a little bit ballsy and pushed hard down the flank and came out with a marvellous ambush, but I couldn't have done that without the help of my teammates, who very kindly sacrificed themselves for the greater good. Everybody repeat, for the greater good. We do get top spot. It wasn't always that way last night. Wasn't that way at lunchtime either. But a win is a win. So, I hope you have enjoyed that one. I'm off out tonight to see the Bootleg Beatles in Cambridge Corn Exchange. If you're going and you know me, give me a wave and say hello. If not, enjoy your games tonight. I'll try and catch up with you later in the week, because I've got a busy one. Smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, as always, gentlemen and ladies and those in between. Until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.